we have 36 years. 36 years now that are on the table for maximum.
And I am being assassinated by modern day top Koreans. I have a dream that I may not be sentenced to 10 years of hard labor in South Korea. Do Black Lives Matter to Koreans? Please free me from the shackles of oppression.
Guys, we got some massive updates on Johnny Somali. And when I say massive, I mean massive. A new exclusive video has been released by Johnny Somali, where he's seen wearing an unusual outfit. In the video, he starts talking about how South Korea is treating him unfairly, claiming that the justice system is not treating him the same because he belongs to a certain community, suggesting he's being judged based on his color and ethnicity. Johnny Somali has also revealed many more shocking things, and there are new updates related to today's trial, which is looking horrible for him. Don't skip this. Watch till the end to see how Johnny Somali tried to manipulate the situation and play the victim card for the very last time.
I have a dream that the war against famous black men will end. I have a nightmare that the only crime that turned previous heroes like Ye, P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and Johnny Somali into villains was their melanin. I have a vision that if the great Kanye Omari West was born as Connor Owen Wesley, he would still have his children. Kim Kardashian, bring them home. The Zionists stole his children. I have a reality that there is a war against black people. And the Koreans have always been the foot soldiers of white supremacy. I have a truth that I am the modern day Letitia Harlan, and I am being assassinated by modern day rooftop Koreans. I have a dream that I may not be sentenced to 10 years of hard labor in South Korea for the simple crime of spilling a cup of noodles. Seriously, that is my main charge. I have been assaulted, defamed, lied about, spat on, and called racist names by the Korean public, awaiting this trial. Or should I say, modern day lynching? I am a comedian. If my skin was white and my name were Sacha Baron Cohen, would this be my fate? We live in a clown world where Zionists are protected, but melanated Jews such as myself and Kanye West lose $1 million deals and contracts and are put into psych wards. Dear Asian, you cried out, stop Asian hate. And we heard you. We listened. But I ask you now, do Black Lives Matter to Koreans? Please free me from the shackles of oppression. The only thing I'm guilty of is love speak.
Yo, shout the season, man.
Is love speak. I am asking the Israeli embassy, the U.S. embassy, to protect a great American Jew like myself from this anti-Semitic attack on Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail.
Alright guys, the video you just saw is a totally exclusive clip released by Johnny Somali just minutes after his trial ended. In his trial, Johnny Somali pled guilty to multiple charges. He knew there was no way he could escape anymore, so for the last time, he tried to play the victim card. But he didn't have the courage to pull the stunt in court. Johnny Somali was told he would have to wear this outfit in court regardless of the consequences. But in the end, what Johnny Somali actually did, you can find out in the exclusive update from Legal Mindset.
Because Johnny Somali had promised a court stunt, a prank. And Johnny Somali always tries to pretend that he does things. He tries to pretend by talking tough, but then doesn't actually do things. And he tried to say, hey, I'm going to show up to court in a outrageous outfit. I'm going to show up to court and look ridiculous, and I don't care what the judge says because I'm Johnny Somali, I'm Ramzi, and I do whatever I want. I'm some big badass. Well, he didn't do that. He showed up in just a plain black shirt. He wasn't even wearing the MAGA hat. He didn't put on that red hat until he got outside the courtroom. It was just for, outside the building, really. It was just for him to pretend, him to flex, and him to get those media shots of him in the hat. He actually didn't wear that in the courtroom, and because, once again, he is scared of the judge. He is indeed legitimately scared, I think, of contempt of court now, because he knows that's something he can be hit with, and it does carry severe penalties. However, there are many Koreans that are paying attention to Johnny and Hank, and in fact, there are some that live in buildings right next to them. In fact, there are folks that live in the building right across from Johnny and Hank, right across from Hank's apartment, and they caught on candid camera after the trial hearing Johnny Somali in a very peculiar outfit. But here is Johnny Somali, and I'm going to rewind this here, in a very specific outfit, and you can see Hanky Poo right there, filming him. Let's play this here.
Guys, this is the video I just showed you exclusively on my channel. Johnny Somali just released that clip, trying to play the victim card one last time in an attempt to avoid the consequences. Now finally, let me give you some updates on the types of charges Johnny Somali pled guilty to, and how many years in prison he could be facing. So let's get into it.
We have an entirely new charge, including one that there may have been a huge screw up on. So I have an update even from my live stream, some information to correct and get out there that is brand new. The lawyer was looking for Ramsey today. His case was supposed to start at 10:40. He was late. He was 10 minutes late. The lawyer had no idea where he was. Him and Hank showed up late. Hank was extremely mad. So the court was packed. Hank sat down. He was trying to intimidate other people in the audience. He was trying to act tough, look around, scowl at people, curse under his breath. He was absolutely crashing out from the moment he stepped in until afterwards, actually, when he really had a meltdown and may have even engaged in some criminal activity as well. So he was there in the audience attending, and Ramsey had to come up to the stand to talk about his charges. That one he pled not guilty to. So he did clearly plead not guilty to the first deep fake count, which was the Korean streamers. Once again, kissing is sexual, and there were also multiple deep fakes. So this will be the maximum punishment of 10.5 years. The second one is for Bong Bong. Now, there were multiple deep fakes created of Bong Bong as well, which puts it in the category of potential maximum punishment, 10.5 years. And he also pled not guilty for that as well. We've gone from one charge back in December or November of 2024 to 7 charges. This is insane. Almost every single month, every single time, we are gaining new charges for him. At this rate, by August, we could see 10 plus charges against Johnny Somali that have accrued from his behavior over the past, months in Korea. So we now have, in case you're not counting here, we have 36 years. 36 years now that are on the table for potential maximum punishment. And to go about after the trial, we had some shenanigans, and I'm going to have this on a later live stream, so catch the Hanky Poo crash out. Hank raged outside the courtroom. He absolutely was crashing out, flipping out. He was cursing at people. He insulted their mothers. He told them to piss off. The Korean media was trying to talk to Johnny.
So yes, guys, as you heard from the update, Johnny Somali and his boyfriend Hanky Poo are completely falling apart. They both know their relationship is almost at its end, and very soon they won't be living together anymore. That's what's making Hanky Poo so mad, and the way Johnny Somali just released that video, it looks like his last hope. That's likely why he documented it, just in case something happens to him. He wants to paint all South Koreans as guilty, trying to make it seem like they'd have been unfair to him.
If my skin was white and my name were Sacha Baron Cohen, would this be my fate? We live in a clown world where Zionists are protected, but melanated Jews such as myself and Kanye West lose $1 million deals in contracts and are put into psych wards.
Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think Johnny Somali's trial was unfair? Do you think him facing 35 years in prison is a fair punishment? Or do you have any other thoughts on Johnny Somali? Drop your opinions below. I'd really love to hear what you think.